Well, guys, we're finally here, and after a long, crazy, intense season of Power Raising Kanan Book 3, we're at the finale. Where it just, man, I don't even know where to begin. I would say this: if you guys watched season 3 or season 2, I'm sorry, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments. Because right now, with the way season 3 is going to go, damn. I mean, I was not expecting all this. I was not expecting this much bloodshed in this episode. I mean, knew it was going to be coming, but I didn't think all this was going to be happening. But to kind of just recap my thoughts on the whole entire season and how it's kind of leading, uh, the way it ended, obviously, with Rock getting attacked at her own house, as well as Lou getting attacked at the record label, as well as Marvin getting hit at the crack house, and of course everything else that happened. I don't see right now, we all know that probably Rock, she's going to be fine, more than likely, because of course Kanan showed up right with his, of course, with Howard, and then of course Unique saved Rock, which was very surprising, I think, for all of us, because we knew that Neek, he's going to be on the winning side one way or another. But then, of course, with him getting hit, obviously the Italians don't care about him because he was just a loose end. And then him losing his boy as well as the crack house really kind of opened up his eyes, but like, holy crap, to, be on the side, because he doesn't know whether or not he wants to get out of the game or not. I mean, to the point to where he wants to up his game. And Rock kind of did go over her head just a little bit, because she knew sooner or later they were going to get hit, just didn't know when. And same thing with Lou, him getting attacked at the red label, him losing his artist, as well as now realizing Rock has as much share as he does, and him trying to get away from it, him trying to get away from the game. He's not able to get out due to Crown, all the crap he did, and then killing Crown, and then of course with what Camacho did, all these guys trying to have something over Lou, and him being that hitman, him trying to get away from that life, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to. And then of course Marvin, him trying to get a hold of his anger, him regretting, him slamming around Jukebox, and then of course finding out about his ex-wife returning and all the shit she did to Jute, and then everything else of that nature, and then now him getting shot, and the guy that he actually was nice to earlier on in the season in the wheelchair, he actually saved Marvin by saying, hey, come on, get in here, I got you. And so now looks like, as the old saying goes, the circle came back around to where, hey, I did something nice for you, I'm going to do something nice for you as well, because nobody would open up the door for Marvin, because we all knew Marvin was being an asshole. So it's kind of interesting to see that one guy that Marvin helped out, he had his back. So it's going to be kind of interesting if he's going to be able to survive this, even though, yeah, he got shot in his side. He should be able to be okay, though, if they get it out correctly. And if the guy that helped him, he may be former military. There is a rumor going around that the one that lived not that far from Famous's place that the police was interviewing was supposedly Ghost's father. That's a rumor going around, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see if Famous is going to get arrested, or something going to come back on him, especially with, Palomar and her daughter. Is something going to happen there, especially with Kane now hooking up with Panama. And then, of course, what's going to be very interesting is just the dynamic that happened with Kanan and Rock, as well as him learning about Howard as his father, and how, Howard kind of dealt with the fact that, hey, I was shot because Rock pretty much turned you against me because she's wanting to shut everything up, and him having issues. So it's going to be interesting now, him accepting that he's a cop's kid, and him being in the game ever since he was born. And then, of course, how Rock is, how trying to go above her means, going into new territory and starting a war with the Italians, and trying to think she's going to go above, and now she's losing everything. She's come close to losing her son. She's had her brothers attacked. She's had her business attacked. She doesn't have a connect now anymore. She lost, I think it was Juliana with her and her cousin, because they went with somebody else because she was pretty much a loose end and they didn't need her, and they're trying to live above their means. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see going into season 3 where exactly Rock's going to be at now, because by the end of the season, she was on, she was the top, she was hungry for everything. But now she's kind of gone almost back to the middle of where she was. Like, she was on top, but she was going to be more on top. But at the same time, we all know there can only be one king. And now, unfortunately, with her losing territory, her losing soldiers, her losing possible pride, and her not having to connect no more, her having a war with the Italians, and then everything else, it's going to be rather interesting to see where she's going to be able to stand now that all this has been going on. Because as of right now, there's going to be a full-out war between her and the Italians. She all know that as soon as they deal with the head guy, again, it should be done. But again, who's going to be caught in the crossfire during that time frame? And also with Burke, again, I think we're all kind of waiting for Burke to be gone, because Burke's that one that we all know that she's going to get killed sooner or later, but they're sticking around for her sooner or later, because again, she's figuring out who, of course, Kanan is to Howard, with him being his son, and she's getting very close to the truth. And now her not stopping being a bloodhound, she's not going to stop till she gets what she wants, and probably be able to prove that, hey, Kanan shot Howard. Howard's covering it up, and Howard is somewhat of a dirty cop, to where him and Rox had a relationship when she was the CI, and of course she was underage and also that kind of stuff. So again, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going involved possibly in next season as well. And then as well as also a jukebox, again, I think a lot of people can tell probably where she later on in the Power universe, why she became a cop, is probably because of Burke, because of the influence she had on her, and also what she went through with not only now her mother being in her life and now her mother being gone. Honestly, I think that was kind of a good thing, because the way her mother did jukebox, as well as also her trying to make her into something she's not, especially with her finding out that she was gay, and her being, what she went through, what the church was doing to her, beating her while they were having her watch, what they thought was sins in their own right, to where her mother allowed it to happen, and that was messed up. And then also, of course, Jukebox getting arrested for beating the crap out of the guy that played her, and then also at the same time, her finding out more about her mother, and then her coming to terms with Marvin about the things he's done. So again, this season was very filled with a lot of drama. This was filled with a lot of craziness, to where you just did not know where to start, and you did not know where to begin. So where do I think is going to happen next season? Honestly, I still think the war is going to go on. I think that Burke's going to come to the truth about Howard, as well as Howard's possibly going to kill her, maybe to protect Kanan, or something to make sure that Kanan does not go down for it. And at the same time, I got a feeling Ross may lose more power, or at the same time, someone else is going to kill. I got a feeling we're going to be losing a major character very soon. Just don't know who or when. And also, now with Neat protecting Rock and pretty much having the whole we're from Southside, we're going to have each other's back type of deal. How long is that going to last? Is he only playing her to where he can get his own gain, to where he can pretty much become allies with her, to where maybe he can try to take something from her later on? Who knows? But guys, this season was crazy. It came, it went. It literally ended as fast as it came. But overall, what were your whole thoughts of the season? I'd first like to know down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, still subscribing. Leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. More coming on later on this week. Whole bunch of other ideas that I got scheduled up for you. So stay tuned, and I'll see you as always on the next one.